Hello everybody, Twitch is open. As you can see, AGDQ is currently on, so we can all watch Dan's dad dancing right there while we're in between games. I'm making this video because we need to talk about AGDQ right now, and if you don't know what it is, I will explain it to you. But the reason I'm talking about it now and not at the end is because I already have too much to say and I don't want to forget. So, I'm a big gamer. I absolutely love games, my favorite thing in the world. Games to me are a thing to, take you out of reality and put you in a virtual fantasy world so that you can ignore awful reality. It is my way of getting away from the human race for a little while. That's what video games are. Well, it's not all they are. I just love playing games, but that's a big part of what games are to me. And every fucking year, twice a year, I watch AGDQ in January and SGDQ in June. Now, if you don't know what GDQ is, here's a brief little summary. Basically, it is a bi-yearly event that happens twice a year, once in January, once in June. And it is a week-long event where speedrunners of various different games from all across the entire world, because literally every single game ever made in existence has a speedrunning community. So basically, for a solid week, speedrunners gather from all across the world to speedrun video games for one solid week, night and day, from Sunday to the next Sunday, to raise money for charity, usually Doctors Without Borders. Now, GDQ began in 2009. This year is their 10th year anniversary. But over the years, they gained a lot of controversies and negative things happening, and I need to talk about all of them because they do bother me. Now, I've never donated to GDQ because I don't believe in charities in general. I watch for the games. That's what I watch for. And the reason I don't believe in charities is because I don't believe for a second that most charities are even real or actually do anything. And I also don't believe that we could invest literally billions of dollars into cancer research and apparently not cure anything. So it's a big load of shit. The money doesn't go anywhere. However, I do support the good intentions and, the doctors who actually are real and not just like in it for the money or whatever, are doing real research. And of course, the people who support it. And the people who donate because they themselves have cancer or have a family member who has cancer, I feel bad for them. But it's a great charity for a great cause. I just don't believe the cause actually does anything. Now, as I said, this began in 2009, and for the first little while, it was a very small thing before it became corporate. It became corporate around when the SJW movement began, no surprise there, and it's been going downhill ever since. Back in 2009 until approximately 2013, because I think it went corporate in 2014, 2014. Literally all it was a kind of like a fan-made thing where a couple speedrunners gathered together in a hotel room and played games while streaming it and made only a few $1,000s at the time. And in fact, it was so small that the only people who were in the room were other speedrunners as opposed to an actual audience of regular people. So it was a small thing. It was very, fun to watch. They were allowed to say whatever they wanted. It was a great thing. But in 2014, it became corporate as well as SJW, and things went downhill ever since. Now, it's still fun to watch. Every year, I have a lot of fun watching it. This week will also be enjoyable, but that doesn't change all the problems that it has. Now, ever since it became corporate in 2014, a lot of things have happened. A lot of controversies has come up, and the SJW aspects have gone crazy. At first, it was very minor things, like the speedrunners had to be very careful with what they were saying, making jokes, and primarily swearing. They weren't allowed to swear. And although I hated that in a free speech sense and also a comedic sense, it bothered me in that regard. But I accepted it because, this is not the only reason, but if you look at it through we want to be family friendly eyes, it's not that bad because I do know that kids watch GDQ. So even though I didn't like it, I accepted it and I understood it. However, a lot more things have happened since then. It was a few years ago that they started being exposed for not giving all the money to charities and in fact keeping some of it for themselves. Controversies about treating the people who volunteer there very poorly. Controversies about, well, not really a controversy, this one was actually proven. Controversies about how they will literally ban anybody just for like swearing once by accident or making a joke that GDQ doesn't like because they've become a very SJW. The staff there is very SJW. just lots of really bad controversies. A lot of you probably know about Bonesaw being banned from GDQ from 2016, I think it was, just because he did a run of one of the Jack games, and it was extremely fucking funny. It was probably the most entertaining run in literally 10 years, but he was banned because, God forbid, he made some jokes. By the way, Bonesaw didn't even really swear, I don't think. He was mostly just making, like, Owen Wilson jokes and things like that. It was probably the biggest GDQ talked about. I wouldn't say it's the biggest controversy, but like the biggest thing to happen there in terms of like negativity. But yeah, essentially a lot of bad things, a lot of controversies, and the SJW stuff, you know, is at no shortage. You got things like a Sonic Mania speedrunner named Claire who had some issues because she was trans. Proto Magical Girl, another trans guy. I'm not sure if he's really trans or just a trans trender, but regardless, there was some controversy going on with him. And one of the biggest things, and the reason why I had to make this video now, is because of two major things that are going on this year that I've already noticed, and it's only day 2. In fact, you can see it right now. This game just started being run 20 seconds ago, and look at the runner's name. Look right here. Do you see that? It says he/him. They are fucking forcing all of the runners to put he/him next to their username. That is fucking ridiculous. Utterly fucking ridiculous. So just because you've become SJW, now even just people who don't identify within this SJW culture, you're even forcing them to put he/him next to the username. That's disgusting. If I was a speedrunner and I went to this sort of thing, I would be like, yeah, you could just put Matt's FTR. Don't you dare put the he/him. It's fucking retarded. It's not about like, oh, Matt, it's just a word. What's the big... It's the fucking principle behind it. It's the fact that I'm being forced by an SJW culture to add these things in. I'm not sure if it was a moderator, but somebody at GDQ even already said that it's there. By the way, it was answered because many people in chat were saying, why the hell does it say he/him next to the username? Because many people who are not aware of this SJW bullshit don't even know why it's fucking written there. So, you know, I feel bad for those people because their innocence hasn't been destroyed yet. But basically, people were asking why it's there, and some moderators in chat were saying things like, oh, it's for trans rights. Yeah, you know, here's the fucking thing. Anybody who watches me knows I don't have any issue with trans rights. But the fucking problem is that you're forcing it on those people, and it's not actually for trans rights. In what way does me, a very typical straight guy, putting he/him by the username, how does that mean that I'm supporting trans people? I support trans people, yes, but how does doing that mean I support trans people? Literally no part of that means I support trans people. It doesn't. It's not supporting trans rights individually. It's not supporting the LGBT community as a whole. It's not. You're literally accomplishing nothing besides just pushing SJW values. That's all you're doing. Because, like, tell me what exactly me putting that next to the username, in what form am I supporting the LGBT people? Because you're not. There is no supporting just by doing that. What? Because they use the he, him, or the she/her stuff, it means I now have to do it because they are? Like, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. That's not what support is. But whatever. The point is, it's an SJW thing and they're forcing it on people. And the other issue that came up just this year is a friend of mine and myself noticed that the chat was going up really slow. You know, people weren't talking as much. And we started wondering why, and we realized something. You now have to pay to be a GDQ subscriber of the Twitch channel in order to chat, which you did not have to do up until 2019. But now you do. Thus proving even further that GDQ has become just a selfish, money-making corporate fucking shit. That's all it fucking is now. I'm not going to stop watching, because I love the games. That's my reason. But as far as the controversies go, the SJW stuff, the forcing money out of people, as opposed to treating it as what it's supposed to be, a charity where people have the option to donate, out of the goodness of their heart, and not because you're literally forcing them through Twitch subscribers. Granted, by the way, I know that the subscription money goes to the Twitch page and not to the actual charity itself. But still, this was supposed to be a free thing, a community thing where people could talk. But no, since 2014, since you became corporate and SJW simultaneously, you've destroyed many aspects of yourself. And, you know, many of the controversies I ignored. When the controversies came out about treating your employees badly, I thought, okay, whatever. You know, they chose to be there, right? Controversies about the trans people. Okay, whatever, you're kind of assholes, but fine, whatever. I'm here for the games. Controversies about you apparently stealing the money. Or faking donations. There was a controversy about that too. I said okay because I don't even donate myself. But put it all together as a collective and the SJW shit, GDQ is just corrupt. Like I said, I'm going to keep watching because I like the games. That's my fucking reason. But as far as the corruption goes, seriously, to the GDQ staff, to everything you do, and above all, banning runners just because they swear or make jokes, which, by the way, is the worst thing, because you're not just hurting the people who are watching or the money, but you're even hurting the people who make GDQ what it is. The fucking people who are playing the games. The people who are entertaining us for a week. You're even destroying them and making them depressed. I mean, look at what fucking happened to Bonesaw. If all of you watched his video back when he got banned 3 years ago or whatever, he was like, yeah, I'll never go back, even if they apologize or whatever. Most of the speedrunners who have been there since like 2009 to 2013 haven't been back since. Because even a lot of the runners don't want to go there. They don't like you. Most of the runners that are there this year I never even heard of. But yeah, fuck GDQ.